Morning, Steve here in Chicago with the morning grain comments. We have beans a little bit higher while corn and wheat's a little bit lower. Outside markets, the stocks are higher and crude market is lower, and the U.S. dollar is also higher. As far as the grain news overnight, not a lot of new news. I think that the U.S. soybean export commitment continues to run behind the USDA forecast, and most are using a carryout closer to 400 million bushels versus the USDA's 340. South American weather is good. A little bit of dryness in southern Brazil, but overall the conditions are pretty favorable. We also note that the crush margins here in the United States is very favorable, which is offering support to the basis there. But there were deliveries in the beans, and this raises some concern about our export liftings down the road. Over the corn market, yesterday we had a big rally in corn. A lot of it had to do with the talk that China was buying Ukraine corn. U.S. landed prices of corn to China is cheaper, which raised some talk that maybe China will come in and buy some U.S. corn. The USDA did raise the crop in their report, but they raised ethanol to offset that. Many people think that the ethanol demand will be at least 150 million bushels higher, and that the export number could be 100 million bushels higher, which could put the carryout closer to 1,200. Looking at next year, higher cost of planting could reduce corn acres, and even with a record yield, we could see this corn carryout remain at 1,200. So I think it's also corn is a demand-led market, which should support prices higher. Over in the wheat, most of the USDA wheat numbers yesterday I thought was bullish. They tightened up world supplies. Stocks to usage ratio of world exporters are record low. Russian prices are still the cheapest of most origin, and that's frustrating the Russians because they would like to have their domestic prices come down as far as flour is concerned, but they may see a higher export tax and higher wheat export prices to try to slow that export demand. And a drop in Russian and Europe wheat exports could offer support to the wheat market, with Kansas City making new contract highs yesterday. U.S. weather, we've got some rains moving across the Midwest, then cooler temperatures, and again, it's supposed to be a cold winter here in the U.S. And next year, based on La Nina, we could have a dry spring and summer. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day. Remember to always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated. And remember, thank a veteran today, and remember some of the sacrifices veterans made for our freedom.